Okay, so we have been following along with this guide here. We created an account on Cloud9. We already created an account on bitbucket.com. We created an account on Heroku, and we set up the workspace on Cloud9 to be HTML, which you can tell right here. It's already called HTML. Now we're going to work on Cloud9 and Bitbucket setup. So what we're going to do is I've created a website locally. You may already have an existing website like myself. So what we're going to do is we are going to upload it. So I'm going to click File, and I'm going to select Upload Local Files, and I'm going to select my folder. My folder is actually on my desktop, so you go wherever your folder is. The folder that I'm going to be uploading is called What. I'm going to click OK, and it looks like it already opened or already uploaded. To test and see if it uploaded or not, you can double click on one of your pages, and once you have one of your pages opened up, you can click Preview and do Live Preview File. So it looks like here's my folder. My folder is called What, which is right here, and this is called what.html. So I have this blue page, and as I click through, it takes me to my different links. So the web page is completely ready to go. So going back to my steps now, the first thing that I have to do after I've uploaded my folder is I need to now create a PHP file called index.php. So inside of my What folder, I am going to right click and make sure that you have whatever the name of your folder is. So this next file is absolutely vital because when we set it up to Heroku, Heroku needs a way to route it to our actual physical page. So we're going to use one line of PHP code. So we're going to do File, or we'll right click, we'll do New File. Make sure again this is inside of your folder. And we're going to call this index.php. Now double click on that file to open it. I don't need this anymore. So now you can tell I'm inside of my index.php, and the line of code that we are going to use, okay, I'm going to zoom in the best I can here. The line of code here that we're going to use is this caret question mark PHP space include once, and basically the code here that we're writing is that we want this page to be included one time, and we want it to route to a different page once the user clicks on our URL. So the page that I want it to route to, as you can tell I wrote here, page you want people to go to .html. This is going to basically depend on what files, what are the names of your files. So for instance here I have is this what.html, and it's going to be any one of those. So the one that I'm going to select is going to be what.html, and again this should be one of your file names. Don't type what.html because it's probably not going to work because you might not have a file named that. And then after this we have to put a semicolon like so, then a question mark and a caret. Then make sure you save it. So I'm going to do File, Save, and now we are done with this. So now next I'm going to go to Bitbucket. So I'm done with this index.php. I got my page here. I'm all good to go. And as you can tell, it's inside of my What folder, which is great because when I upload all of this, I'm going to need all my documents together. So now I'm going to go back to SuperToby on Bitbucket, and I'm going to click Create, and I'm going to create a repository. So once you click Create, now this should be the name of whatever your folder is. So back here, the name of my folder is What, so I'm going to call my repository What. And I'll put sample for video tutorial. You don't have to worry about any of this. We're going to just go ahead and click Create Repository. And now our repository is created. If you ever feel like you don't know where your repository is, go ahead, click Dashboard and click Overview. And here is my repository, supertoby5/what. And it'll bring me back to that page that we were just on. And these are some very helpful lines of code that we are actually going to use later on. And you'll see my washed down version of it. But if you ever get lost, these are some great commands here. We don't need to do these first two. We don't need to do this first line because we already have an existing folder. But we will need to do this and these three as well. And then we'll do these as well, which I will show you here momentarily. Okay, so we now have my what repository. We're going to come back to my sheet here to see what it is that we have to do next. We logged into Bitbucket, we created the repository, and my repository's name was actually what? Okay, so now, before we're actually able to upload, we have to go get the SSA keys from Cloud9. So this is a security thing that all websites where we upload things, they require it. So if you click back on Cloud9, so as you can tell I'm back on Cloud9, and you click your account right here, you'll see it says show your SSH key. Go ahead, click that, copy that code really quickly. And once you have that code copied, we're going to now come back to Bitbucket. And up at the top in the upper right hand corner, you'll see it says, it gives you your avatar. Go ahead, click on View Profile. Whoops, it's actually not in View Profile. Go ahead, click on Manage Account. And once you've clicked on Manage Account, on the left-hand side, you'll see it says SSH keys. Go ahead, click Add Key. I'm going to put key from Cloud9. It doesn't matter what you put here, just so you know. And make sure it has this SSH-RSA, and go ahead, click Add Key. So now my key from Cloud9 is added. Now we can start working on actually doing some things to the app. So we've already added our SSA keys to bitbucket.com. We're now going to go back to Cloud9. So I'm now back in Cloud9. I'm going to zoom out here a little bit. And go ahead and close both of those. I'm going to click the plus sign to open up a new terminal. And basically you just want to think of terminal like command prompt. And now I want you to CD into your app or into your website. So the name of my folder is what. So I'm going to do CD what. And you'll put whatever the name is of your file right here. Okay, so now you can tell I'm now in my workspace. I'm in my what folder. So now coming back to my guide, we have to do a couple of git commands. So we're going to type git init, and we should all type this. So go ahead, type git init. And it initializes an empty git repository, which is good. Now the next line is a little bit longer line of code. Command prompt ultimately prevents you from copying and pasting. So if you go back to your repositories or go back to your dashboard and click on Overview at bitbucket.org and click back on your repository, and you see it says I'm starting from scratch in this command line, you can see exactly what you have to type. So this line is tailored to me because my account is supertoby5 and my repository, as I named earlier, is called what.git. But this will tell you exactly what you have to type. So I'm going to go ahead and start typing mine. Make this full screen. It says git remote space add origin get at bitbucket.com. Now it looks like it's .org. And then there's a colon. Don't forget the colon. Now I'm going to put my username. And again, you are going to type whatever is here in this line. Don't type SuperToby5 because it's not your username. /what.get. And now I'm uploaded on that. Next, I'm going to come back to my guide. And I need to do get add -a for add all files. I'm going to do get commit -m, and I'm going to put initial commit. You're going to type both of these things. There's no difference between these. These are just command line things. And as you can tell, it added all the files that I just created. So we're in pretty good shape. And the last thing that I have to type is get push -u origin master. Okay, so it's asking me for authentication. I'm going to go ahead and type yes. And everything is uploaded now. So right now we are done with Bitbucket for the moment. We're now going to come back to Heroku.